What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about this rumored God of War collection one final time, I think, before I give up for sure. Now, I got to be real, okay? I'm sitting at about 2%. 2% hopium, I guess, if you want to call it. Obviously, this is one of the big ones that people had really gotten in their minds, including myself, right? We talked about it a few times on the channel, leading into this state of play, and we were really hoping, right? There was a couple insiders that have talked about it. There were people that talked about, that it was actually going to be at the state of play, and then kind of at the 12th hour, right? We got a couple other people saying, hey, don't expect it at the state of play. It's not going to be there, if it even exists, right? State of play comes, state of play goes. The Housemarque game looks phenomenal, but beyond that, there was very little PlayStation, from their own studio type game. Now, does that mean this game is dead for good, right? Like, there's absolutely no chance we're getting it. Again, I would say I'm still at about 2%, maybe 2.5% if you want to get wild, confidence that it's possible. And I actually was, because I don't know, my feed, I think maybe because of the God of War influence, I've made these videos and tweets on Twitter and stuff. I've seen some stuff from like the God of War community and some pretty funny stuff. Kratos stabbing himself with the sword at the end of God of War 3, like the meme of like how we feel, after not seeing God of War, we stab ourselves with a sword. So that was very clever. But I did see one interesting tweet that I think last year, Captain Kuba, who's an amazing God of War creator on YouTube, I'm sure many of you have probably heard of him, right? He had tweeted something about something God of War related, and he talked about like how crazy it would be, or like, can you imagine what it would be like, or what they would do for a God of War 20th anniversary. And Corey Barlog replied to that and said, I can. Now, Corey is a teaser. This guy is a joker out there, but a nice guy, seemingly, right? But I want to just spend a couple seconds talking about that, because I will be real. I had lost almost all hope, but just like Kratos in God of War 3, you got to have that hope inside you, right, Pandora? I do think that there is one more chance, and I do think it's that anniversary. Now, March is big, right? March not only is actually, and now in my opinion, God of War 3 is the best God of War game, okay? Just going to throw that hot take out. God of War 3 turns 15 years old in March, right? But also, and this is actually kind of crazy that this even happened, God of War 1 turns 20, okay? So, funny enough, God of War 1, 2, and 3 came out within 5 years of each other. You tell me other games nowadays that could do that. You can't get any. Uncharted, good example of Uncharted 1, 2, 3. We were living in a different era, okay, from 2005 to 2010. Bottom line is, it's a big month. It's a big month for God of War, and you could say, because you can really go either way, right? A lot of studios, including, to be honest with you, PlayStation studios, some of them just don't really respect their past. I'm thinking about Guerrilla Games, okay? I'll just like shout it out. I like Horizon. I like Killzone. I like what they're doing. They're fine. But their lack of respect for Killzone, Guerrilla Games, is astounding. I think that franchise, 20 years for something, maybe even 25 years or whatever, and it was just recent. I made a video on it, and they made absolutely no mention. I think they posted like a Horizon fan picture or something for an anniversary, a big one for Killzone. And I say that not just to dig at them again, because I just don't think that was right. That wasn't very respectful of them. But also, that's a way it can go. It could honestly, you could go through March, you could go through this 20th anniversary, and Santa Monica could honestly make jokes of themselves, in my opinion, just not saying anything about it. Now, I don't think they will, but they could. They could go through the whole month and just not mention it, not care about it. I think that's highly disrespectful. I think that's just not acknowledging your past and acknowledging where that studio has come from. You do not get, including Guerrilla, you do not get to this point if you didn't do what you did in the past, right? Guerrilla would be nothing without Killzone in the same way Santa Monica would be nothing without God of War 1, amongst other games, but those are origin type games, right? So bottom line is, they have a 50-50 shot. You either lean into the anniversary and you legitimately do something really big. And what is really big? It's a remaster. The other, I guess, thing that would make me have some sort of hope, right? And we just talked about it maybe like last week, that Tom Henderson thing. Tom Henderson, very good insider, right? Whereas that Ignis the Wise, I don't trust the guy. I haven't trusted the guy for a long time. Many people don't trust the guy. He went on private on social media, all this jazz. while that is that own story, Tom Henderson, talks about, okay, well, all of a sudden there's this new God of War game where, Kratos, again, this is a rumor, but Kratos is younger. It's focusing on him and his father. Well, we kind of did that, and it's called the Greek, saga that we had. So we've heard about this remaster. He said in that rumor that he doesn't know if it's a prequel, remaster, reboot, all these R words, doesn't know, right? Okay, so could he be talking about a remaster? Bottom line is, I think there's still hope. I think there's still some lingering questions. If nothing else, there's these lingering issues where it's like we kind of have to answer, what's he talking about, right? Was there any traction to this Greek thing, or were they getting that mixed up? Maybe they were talking about the same thing Tom Henderson was talking about. We still need to answer those questions, and we haven't yet. And we are running out of time. Again, I think if you don't do anything for that 20th anniversary, and March does make sense. By the way, announcing a Greek remaster Saga type thing is big, but also doing that in the anniversary month is highly cool, very cool, and something that I want more studios, not necessarily like you have to remaster your game every anniversary, but it's something that I think you should lean into, and again, just kind of showing that respect and whatnot. If you don't do it, if you let March come and go, I can't imagine why would it be happening. How is it happening, right? Then I would start to lean towards, okay, maybe the Tom Henderson thing is still right, but maybe it really is like a reboot, or they're just going back like a prequel game, something like that, right? Then there has to be, you have to go down that angle. But for right now, I will say, I'll keep that hope just a little bit alive. I do think there is a possibility. It's not high. I would not count on it. That's something I've told people online. Just don't. Look, I'm not here to tell you what to do, right? At the end of the day, you can listen to me. You can respect my opinion, not respect it, whatever you want to do. For what it's worth from me, I would just not believe it. Just kind of really, as Kratos said, right? And as people will always say in comments, right? Set your expectations so low. Set them at 0. Set them at, this game doesn't exist, because then if it does get announced, then you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. You know what I mean? That would be a really, really cool thing. If you're expecting it every day and then the thing doesn't happen, you're going to crush yourself. So hopefully it happens, but we are running out of time. But we do have, I would say we have another month and a half left until it gets really, really serious. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.